in the pits. It looks like they're going 4 wide to 5 wide, but they're side by side. Connor is sideways, absolutely sideways in the last few corners. Oh, but he's up in the gravel and he spins. Rob has made a bit of a dive. It actually hits teammate Craig, and so they've all got stuck in the gravel. And Joe gets the switch back. That's fantastic racing. Look at that. Contact, but it's Rubbings Racing. Joe McCall takes his first ever win just ahead of Connor. A fantastic race. He's going to take 6th, or is it? Oh, he just gets him. And is Darren going to take it? No, he doesn't. Mark Nichol takes the race. Josh is the Independence champion for Season 3. Craig Kellett is your Season 3 winner and champion. Hello and welcome to the Renault Megane Cup One Make Support Series for the KTTC Online Touring Car Championship. My name is Tom, and as always I'll be your commentator, and you join us here for round 4 at Dragon Trail, which is the 3.2 mile circuit in Croatia. So there'll be 13 laps for the race. It's a compact 9-car grid then, with both HB Motorsports Joe Burrows and Stephen Heath not attending, as well as the both Mikes, Mike Kuipers and Mike Comer, not racing. Of course, Mark Nichol, Luke Knox and Daniel Stewart also won't be racing. So let's have a look, see who's on pole position for the grid. Craig Kellett then takes pole position for round 4 of the Renault Megane Cup race here at Dragon Trail in his blue livery, next to Tom Foster in the STEP red, white and blue livery. Row 2 is Darren Parker in the Wakanda Forever livery, next to Kieran Thomas in his black and gold Ironman livery. Row 3 is Rob Pellett in the purple, white and yellow livery, next to Gary Black in the black and orange Storms of Leicester livery. Row 4 is Harry Cook in the black and purple Stealth livery, next to Joe McCall for the second time in a row in the Monster Energy bright green livery. And at the back row of the grid is Alex McCready in his green livery. Okay then, Craig Kellett is on pole position with a strong chance here to get away, and away they go, and everyone gets away nice and cleanly and evenly. Tom staying wide with Kieran quite close behind him. Darren is making good progress and goes side by side with Tom as they go round into the first tight chicane. Darren already making a dive up on the inside of Craig, but holds off there as Tom goes wide and drops down further down in the pack. Darren's up to 2nd, Rob's up to 3rd. Tom's dropping dramatically here down to 6th position now as he loses another position to Harry Cook. With and there's another one, that's Alex McCready in 6th now then, as Tom goes down to 7th position. There's Gary Black nearly losing it. He hits the wall, so Gary, not a good start for him, and that just pretty much sums up his weekend for Gary. Craig is leading then on board with Darren behind Craig, as Rob is made a great start and is very close behind these two, so Rob will likely tag on to the back of them and wait for the two to fight it out as they've been doing all weekend. Contact there from Rob, a little bit of a push that's allowed Rob to get up into 2nd, so Rob progressing up into a 1-2 for Craig and Rob, which has been pretty much how it has been all season. The two have been fighting it out, which is completely the opposite of what they've been doing in their team. That sounds like someone hit the... that's Alex McCready, yep. So Alex McCready's made a big mistake, and his weekend goes from bad to worse as well, as Alex is under review from the race stewards for interfering from backmarker position with the rest of the race in race 3 from the touring car. So up in the lead then, to go on board with Rob, because he's got a good bit of slipstream here, and as you can see he's holding off, and he's going to stay behind Craig, the big number 438, as he's been running this whole time, clearly showing on the back. And Rob makes a fantastic pass there for the lead, so Rob Pellett leads this race then. Rob storms into the lead, and we're used to seeing Rob really shining in the Renaults here. So he is leading with Craig in second. Darren's not too close, too far behind in third, sorry, and Kieran actually quite close as well. So on board with Tom as he progressed up from 7th to 5th after dropping down from being second, actually next to Craig on the grid. So the top three here having a bit of a tussle. Craig goes nearly wide, and it nearly makes contact there with Rob up front. So this is kicking off a little bit at the front here, and they are struggling to find space on the track between the four of them. So Darren loses out here. Kieran, oh no, Kieran's gone wide. I was going to say Darren has lost out, but it's Kieran that's lost out in the end. So 5 of them go into the bus chicane, all close together. Tom has progressed up quite nicely as well up to 4th, so he could put the pressure on Darren. Oh, Darren hits the wall. So can Tom get a better exit and get past Darren? Looks like he has got the slipstream, but is maybe not enough, and he holds off. Takes the wider line round the corner, but maybe can he undercut him? I don't think it is. It's not to be. So Craig and Rob still close then up the front. Another tap from Rob. This is fantastic racing, and Rob is just biding his time, waiting for that right moment. Again, does he make the same move? He looked like he was going to try it, but it didn't work out. So Rob holds on to second, Darren still in third. Kieran's dropped off a little bit. Harry up to 6th here with Joe McCall quite close behind him. So Joe is doing a bit better here. He actually did not too bad in the Interlagos race. He did spin out, but it was a good start for his Renault Megane Cup journey, let's say. The two of them here close with Joe McCall making good progress behind. Joe takes the wider line, and Harry is under pressure here, and he is looking on edge. Gary Black not too far behind after making a mistake as well. And Joe's got the inside line. I think he's got the overtake done. He does. It's a late break though, but he goes really wide and he's just overdone the brakes. So Joe loses that position. Harry manages to get it back, and he's actually now under threat from Gary Black behind through the bus chicane. They're all through there nice and cleanly. Alex McCready still struggling at the back. On board with Tom, and Craig runs really wide onto the curbs on the exit up to the run, the home straight run onto lap 4 then. Who says small grids can't produce close racing? The smallest grid we've ever seen is 6 cars, which was at Laguna Seca round 3. And unfortunately we had a whole host of technical issues with some of the drivers, and some disappeared last minute towards the end. So only 6 cars started, and still proved to be exciting. Kieran really showing the front end of his car here on the back end of Tom, and they're actually side by side as they go over the crest, down the hill and into the S's. But Tom manages to stay ahead. But the fight up the front is continuing on board with Craig, and he's got Darren filling up his rear view mirror, but he's also got Rob filling up his front mirror, front window. So this is so close, and it's proving to be just as close in the Renaults as it was with the touring cars. So this is really producing some more racing, fantastic racing here at Track and Trail. And there's a little bit of contact, I think, as the three of Harry, Darren, Tom and Kieran all drop off a little bit there. So the top 2 of Rob and Craig have managed to get away, and they can just fight it out between them. But of course Darren is just about hanging on and holding on in the slipstream. Back on board with Tom again. So over the line for lap 5. So Kieran has dropped off slightly. Harry has made some progress, and Gary has managed to get past Joe McCall now. So Joe is being pushed down to 8th position, and Harry is looking really racy here, looking very quick, and potentially could catch up to the lead pack to make a real good go at getting some good points here. And Alex McCready is off again, unfortunately, so he is interestingly, he's going the wrong way. He's got to reset himself, and yeah, Alex not having a good day. So Darren Parker, well, unfortunately we missed the lead change. Then Darren has made a fantastic push into the lead then. So Darren is leading this race, and he's leading this series in the championship. So this is going to be fantastic for Darren if he can hold on. As Craig stays behind Rob, and Rob gets the push on Darren, and he gets past him. So Rob Pellet goes back into the lead of the race. Craig still in 3rd, Darren in 2nd, Tom is 4th, and Kieran is 5th. Really close here with Harry Cook almost on the back end of it to make it 6. On board with Craig again. Darren's got the inside line, and so does Craig. So Rob is pushed from 1st to 3rd. Kieran pushing Tom out wide. The two KTTC boys, again, of course, not teammates, and they are really having a good scrap here. Also notice Harry Cook is catching up, and that's the great car of Alex McCready, so he's up to his old habits, and he seems to be tagging on as a back marker yet again for the 2nd race in a row. So Alex is really not showing a good behaviour here for, obviously, on track the stewards looking into it. So it's something that really needs to be looked at. Tom on the back of Kieran, as Kieran's got past him. So Rob's back in the lead. Craig is back into 2nd. Darren back down to 3rd after leading the race at some point. Harry gets ahead of Alex as Alex moves out of the way. So Harry has tagged on at the back of it, and it could be Gary as well on the back end of this if he can catch up. Blue flags waving for Alex. Oh, Tom, a late breaker there, nearly goes into the back of Kieran, gets away with it. So, Craig's in first, then Rob, then Darren, then Kieran, then Tom, then Harry, as they all come out. Oh, Tom nearly hits the wall. Harry up on 2 wheels. Darren looking for every space possible to get past. Rob goes up on the inside, and he's got a little bit of an overlap, but not enough. Makes a little bit of contact with Craig, and in actual fact Darren has got the overlap, and Darren has got a really, really good exit out of the last hairpin there. So got a fantastic run up the straight. So the 3 of them are pushing each other round the corners up to the uphill chicane. Oh, nearly 3 wide into it. Rob makes a slight mistake, and Kieran's hit him, and no, Rob's gone again. So Rob spins out, and unfortunately Rob is dropped down to 7th. He recovers not too bad though, as the rest of them are catching up. So there's Gary, and there's Joe McCall also on the back of this. So everyone is on the same piece of track here. This race is really developing, and it's proving to be a really close one, other than the fact you've got Alex who's a lap behind, but ignoring that, really good racing here. We can have another look at Rob, who made that slight mistake and ended up unfortunately spinning in front of Kieran. Whether it's Kieran's fault, we can have a look, but I don't think it was. On board with Rob then, he goes slightly wide and then trying to get back on the circuit. Oh, he spins himself out, and a little bit of contact with Kieran. On board with Kieran then, and you'll see that's where Rob goes a little bit wide, and where he comes back on. Yeah, Rob's already spinning. So back up at the lead then, and Darren has got a little bit of air to breathe, as he's just a little bit ahead of Craig, but it's not going to be for long. as Craig is catching quite quickly with Kieran now up to third. So could Kieran get a second podium of the event after getting a decent third in the touring cars for race 3? And Harry very close as well. Tom really close to Harry and looking for his first podium here at Dragon Trail. So up at the front then, Craig and Darren are side by side again. Kieran's looking on the inside of Darren. Oh, a little bit of a tap. Kieran nearly loses it. So Craig Kellett back up into the lead of this race. And it's changed again onto lap 8 then. So Craig goes into the chicane and Kieran is now under threat from Harry here. Harry is really pushing on to see if he can get past Kieran, and Alex looking mightily close to Tom. Gary's still tagged on the back of him as well. And it's just Joe McCall. Oh no, Joe McCall was dropped off behind Rob now. So Rob could catch back up to the front pack. And Harry's got a good run here on Kieran, and he's put him under pressure up to the next tight right-hander. It breaks hard, and he's not quite got enough momentum to get past him, so he's going to have to hold on. Alex McCready's still interfering at the back. Oh, contact with the wall. Kieran makes a mistake, so Kieran drops down to 5th, 6th potentially. Kieran is in 5th, just ahead of Rob, so Kieran made a massive mistake and hits the wall. Still on board with Darren then, onto the straight up to lap 9. Darren looking so much quicker than Craig in the straight line. And Darren holds off and hides behind Craig still. And Harry's made a mistake. So Harry, I was about to say, Harry looking really close to Darren there, but he's actually spun out himself. Harry Cook makes the mistake and faces the wrong way. So he's dropped down to 8th now then. So Harry Cook unfortunately makes a big mistake, and he will be kicking himself after making real good progress up to 3rd there essentially. Let's go on board with Harry Cook then, as he goes into the uphill chicane here, and he just goes too wide and gets it wrong over the curb. Yeah, unsettles the car, and he tries to correct it and it doesn't quite work, so he's facing the wrong way. All the cars go past him. So that's promoted Tom up to 3rd in the podium, but he's now under threat from Rob again, who has somehow built himself back up after spinning out earlier on in the race. It shows how quick Rob is in that Megane. So Rob gets the overtake, Tom gets the undercut, gets back ahead of Rob. And Rob is very close on the chicane here with Tom. Rob's just got the edge as he comes over to the hairpin on the last bend, and I think he's got him. He does. So Tom tries the undercut again, but I don't think he's got enough momentum. And there's there's Kieran and Gary are now fighting it out here for 5th position. Kieran's got the exit though, and manages to stay ahead. So Gary slots in behind Kieran. Waits for the next corner. Tom and Rob still at it ahead. Oh, contact. Oh, more contact. Oh, it's 3 wide into the chicane. Well, there's a little bit of argy-bargy there, but they all come out just about there. and Joe McCall wants a piece of this action as well, so he joins in. Tom has dropped down to 5th, so it's kicking off mid-pack. Tom's pushed out wide from Joe McCall, and Kieran gets the space as well, so Tom down to now 7th position. So Tom was up to 3rd in a podium position, and after fighting with Rob, he's just lost out there. So Craig and Darren now up leading, and this is something we were seeing in season 2 more often than not. So Darren and Craig are on their own, having an old school fight just like the old times, and it's going to be a fantastic scrap to watch right to the end. So will Darren make a dive? It looks like he has. He's got the dive and he's got past Craig, but Craig goes up, gets the undercut, gets him back again, the crisscross over, and Darren has got a really good exit, so they're going to go side by side as they go down the straight onto lap 11. Darren slots in behind Craig, back on board with Darren. Into the chicane. Further down, Rob comfortably in 3rd, but Gary looking strong in 4th, so could he catch Rob to get the overtake done? Joe McCall behind Kieran now with Tom behind him. Oh, Joe's going to go for it. Oh, I was going to say Joe was going to go for an overtake there. Didn't quite get it done, so... Alex McCready here, very close to Tom, and there's Harry after going off. So there's Alex. Let's go on board with Alex to see what he's up to. And fighting between Tom and Joe McCall there, but as long as Alex doesn't make any contact, but he just nearly into the back of him. So this race is not over yet for the leaders. Craig and Darren stuck to each other as they go around the bus chicane on lap 11. As they go around the final turn here, they have just 2 laps left as they start lap 12. They come over the small crest, slight left-hander, up a long straight. There's the line. Lap 12 starts. 2 laps left. Who's going to take the victory? Oh, Craig super quick into the chicane, but slow on the exit. Darren's got so much better an exit. So Craig obviously outbraked himself there and didn't quite get the exit he needed. So Darren takes the lead. Let's go on board. Oh, lots of lag. Lots and lots of lag there from Darren. But he maintains a good connection here, looks like. Still side by side as they go down into the S's. Oh, Darren's going wide. So it's Darren's turn to be a little bit on edge. He's under threat from Craig, and Craig is super quick. Well, to be honest, they're both super quick. So whenever one is in the lead, they're under threat from the other one behind, and Craig has got the overlap done. He's done a late break and he gets that lead back again. So 2 completely different lines going into that corner, but look at this this massive pack here. Mid-pack is still ongoing with Craig, Kieran, Rob, Joe McCall and Tom. And it's a little bit messy as they go through the bus chicane. A little bit of contact with the wall there. Gary's not too far behind as well. So it's a real action-packed mid-pack. And they come down into the final turn then, and we all go on to the final lap here for Dragon Trail for Season 4. It's been really good racing, and no doubt they will be coming back here for Season 5. Lap 13 then, final lap. Back up in the lead It's still Craig leading, on board with Darren through the chicane for the final time. Darren being patient, holding off to see where he can get the best opportunity to overtake, and that is Alex McCready. So Alex McCready is now at the front of the pack, and he's getting in the way. So Alex McCready causing a fuss here and in the way of the two leaders. And as they go down into the tight right-hander, and oh no! So Alex McCready, what are you doing? Alex McCready, the back marker, has made contact with Darren, and that was his only chance to catch up with Craig. Well, I don't think I can quite believe what I'm seeing, as Alex McCready makes a stupid mistake as a back marker, and Darren is now under threat from everyone here for second position. On board with Tom, Joe McCall has taken a position, and look at this. It's all hustle and bustle as they go over the line. Craig Kellett has obviously got the win, but second position is Joe McCall. Darren gets third, Rob gets fourth, Kieran gets fifth, Tom is sixth, Harry Cook is seventh, and then Gary Black looks like he's struggled again, and he will go over the line in eighth. And Alex McCready really needs to think about his driving. So let's go on board with Alex McCready, and bear in mind that he is 2 laps behind here, with Darren and Craig going on the last lap for the battle for the win. And yeah, look at that. You can't be saying that that was a mistake by any means. One, he shouldn't be there, and two, he's interfered with the race. Craig Kellett gets the win then, with Joe McCall getting a great second, but with Darren Parker just about holding on in third position for the podium after the incident with Alex. Rob in fourth with Kieran in fifth, Tom in sixth, Harry Cook gets seventh with Gary in eighth, and of course Alex McCready in the end is disqualified after the incident with Darren. What this means for the championship points then, Darren Parker is just about leading with 3 points, just ahead of Craig, 63 to 60. Rob is still in third with 52, with Gary Black in fourth with 40. Stephen Heath isn't too far behind, joint with Joe Burrows, both on 39. Harry and Tom joint on 35 each, with 7th and 8th, with Alex McCready not scoring in 26 in 9th. Joe McCall is in 10th with 25, joint with Kieran, and Mike Kuipers, after just doing a couple of rounds, is on 13 with Mark, Mike, Luke and Dan Stewart further down at the back. And it's also been announced that Alex McCready has been disqualified for the rest of the event here at Dragon Trail because of the incidents following with the Renault Megane and the incidents in the touring cars. So Alex will not score any points from Dragon Trail. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time for round 5 of Group A at Bathurst, which we will be hosting a night race. So we're very much looking forward to it, and we hope you do too. See you then.